Welcome back to my Factorio Let's Play. We're going to continue expanding on Gleba here. So we got a ton of steel dropped down from our ship, I think. Oh yeah, it's in here. I was like, wait a second. I'm going to get rid of a lot of this stuff in my pocket because I got a lot of junk. Oh, I want the seeds actually. Okay. But let's see, get rid of all this. Okay, so now that we have steel and a lot of it, we can go ahead and I need some spoilage. Funny enough, we're kind of low on spoilage, which normally I feel like would be a good thing. These are all doing good. Okay, yeah. So we just gotta make sure these stay fueled, but it shouldn't be too hard to do. And then also, this has cliff explosives, so we're going to send some of that to us. We're going to send that over. I'll drop like half of it here on Gleba and the other half on Novice. Let's continue this little concrete, nice looking area we got. Now that we have steel, we're going to make some more agricultural towers. So let's go out here and do that. Just need some spoilage, which it is very abundant on this planet. Let me also change this to make sure we never have, oops. I want 0 and 0, and also the copper. I don't ever want to have copper or iron in my inventory clogging it up. I want it always to be sent to my trash slots. They can pick it up, but I want it to be sent to trash slots so we can use it in processing at the factory. And this is going to take forever, so I'll just run and pick all this up. I also can fit 4 more of these personal laser defenses, so I think I'm going to send those over to myself. Let's see if there's anything else that I want besides those. I could do 1 more of these, but I'll just do, I'll just send up. I'll just do more personal laser defenses so we can go. So we feel more safe when we venture out farther and fight more of these guys. I'm also going to send up some radars now that I'm thinking about it, because I want more vision on this planet. 100. All right. So we're going up here. We're going to clear out this whole area of any sort of anything. We can make 3 of these guys, so we'll go ahead and make some. So these things are very interesting. They are just like farming towers, basically. So they need to be placed in these light green and these light purple areas to be able to grow stuff. So like right here, as best as you can get it. Early on, it's like you kind of just got to work with what you got. But there and there. So actually, we're only gonna do, we'll do 3 of these, 3 of the jelly nut ones, because we want more jelly nuts. Those are what we're kind of using for fuel right now. They got a good fuel value on them, 10 megajoules. So these things need power. You also can't build on the water unless you have landfill, which I don't think I have a lot of. So we're just gonna connect the power up from these little islands here. I also want to create some lights here because it's very dark and I can't see what I'm doing. And we're out of power. which is surprising because did I mess something up here? This should be. What did I do? What did I do here? Power output. Consume steam. No input fluid. Does this not work? Hold on. My design might be flawed. Maybe it needs to be hotter. Okay. Yeah. So it needs to be hotter than 500. So that's what I had this at 500 instead of. It needs to be a bit hotter for these to turn on, I guess. Okay. But let's just say 600. That's fine. So temperature, it'll read it. As long as this temperature is under 600, it will request some fuel. All right. Crisis averted for now. I'm sure there will be more. But we want lights to be made. So this, we're going to store some of these in a chest so it's available to the network. Only a little bit though. And we're going to go back out here. This is here to drop us off some cliff explosives, which is great. Send it back to Novice for the rest. And let's continue building these. So these need power to run. Try to use as little of this as I can, but it's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. So there we go. All right. These things, what they do is they automatically start harvesting any trees that are grown here. But in order to harvest the trees, they need to be growing trees. So we're going to have, because we're using bots for everything, I'm just going to keep doing that. We're going to have, get this connected up to the network. Okay, so now it's connected up to the network. They're going to go and destroy all the trees and stuff that I had planar deconstruction planners on. But this needs seeds. So we're going to request 10 seeds in this box. And I'll just show it. We don't want these in our inventory anymore, so I'll get rid of it. And they're going to be deposited now into this chest because it's requesting 10 of them. Then we go ahead and insert it into here, and it starts planting them. So it plants these seeds into trees that take time to grow. It's a while, but I'm not sure exactly how long. But now that we're doing that, we will automatically grow jelly nut trees. So then we just have to, I'll do an active provider chest to keep this empty of stuff. This is only going to pull in 10 jelly nut seeds. So this will make sure it gets rid of all the excess stuff in here. And then we kind of just have to wait for this to grow. But we can do the same thing over here. Same thing over here. And the only thing that is going to make it go faster is doing more of it. So this is going to start generating spores. So I'll turn on the spore cloud so we can see that. I'm going to ship over our radars so we can get vision. Drop off this and head back to Volcanus for more cliff explosives. So this is going to start generating spores, which we just have to keep in mind. It's just kind of like pollution. But should be good for a while. I have like the stuff turned down. Well, I know I had the biters turned down. I don't know if you really can adjust these planets. I'm not sure. I don't think I did. But now we are going to go and start the farm on the other one, which is right here for the Yumako seeds. I want to do 3 of those as well, so I'm gonna fly back over to the base. Got some chips. So we got 3 of these. And we are gonna go start to build that. I'm gonna bring power down there because it's gonna need power just like the other ones. Okay. So let's get our agricultural towers. And we want to build on these light green areas, the ones that are super green. Very, very small amount of space in the beginning, but that's okay. We will remedy that later. Yeah, these are very small amounts. 2 and 3 and 3, but that's okay. It is all right. Maybe. Let's shrink this down a bit to like this size. Because we're gonna paste our thing here. We need landfill for the water. But we want this one to be the Yumako seeds instead. We're gonna connect it up to a Roboport and power it on. And then we just have to do the same thing as before, where we connect the network up. And this is why we need landfill going. And it also harvests all the wood that's around here, so that's good for our bots to come and grab for fuel as well. Okay, this is all connected up to the network, almost connected up to power. We don't have enough landfill. That's annoying. We'll come back and get that later. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to connect up this to the network. We can overuse these roboports. That's fine. I don't care that much. We can get more. I definitely don't need this many, but I don't have enough landfill, so I can't build on that water. So let's go back now that we don't have an issue. I'm going to make sure I never have spoilage in my inventory as well. I want that always to be pulled out so it can be used on the networks. Now that we have a good amount of power again, or a good amount of power now, I'm going to set up this to craft landfill again. So these guys making landfill. So we actually need landfill now on this planet. Okay, and this is going into a chest. Yep. Adds a lot of energy usage, but it's okay because it's going really fast. And we just have to connect up the robot network. We're going to keep bringing these down out here. And once we get enough landfill, this will get built. Let's Same for this one. And then this will be connected to the network by one large line right here. And then the last thing to do is to get these started. We're going to throw away the seeds in our trash slot. We're standing in the network, so we should get bots over here as soon as this gets placed, which is not yet. There we go. Okay, now bots are going to come over here. They're going to take a while, but that's fine. And they're going to take the seeds out of our pockets and bring them over to these. So now they are going to plant the red Yamako seeds, and we'll have the same thing going as we do up here. Oh, they already grew and harvested them and got rid of them, so there is no more. That was quick. Okay, perfect. So now we have to keep it going. So basically, we want to make sure that there's always seeds on the network, but not too many. I think that's like an issue you can have where you start deadlocking because you have too many seeds. And our power is getting to where it's struggling a little bit, so I'm gonna just make some more power. This is so easy to just tile. Just gonna keep doing it. Yeah. I don't even care that it's not that spaced out. That's fine. We're good on steel, so I'm gonna keep doing iron, but we now have the jelly nuts that got harvested from those, so we have a ton of those. That's awesome. We're gonna organize these more. So let's get rid of this setup. We'll leave this one running to create this is like a backup. So if all of our stuff runs out of nutrients, stuff will spoil, and then this will make nutrients from spoilage. And we need to let's get some more space down here. Oh, we're out of concrete. Yep. Let's ship in some more from Novice. Oh, wait. I didn't drop down my stuff yet. Let's drop these radars off. And then go back to Novice. I'm going to ship in, I don't know, 2,000. So I want to concrete everything. Make it much more nice. Alright, so we have cliff explosives. We can start blowing this stuff up, and that gives us so much more room to work with. Slap down a radar right here, and we can put... let's put a radar up here as well. And one over here. That'll give us some vision, just to make sure we're okay with the spores. This is the only nest I see right now. All right. So this has more cliff explosives, except that we're out of blue chips. So Can't launch any more rockets. That's okay. We'll go fix that later. We need to start doing stuff with the items that we're harvesting now. So in order to keep it going, I'll just work right here right now because this is what we got. We need these and that's fine. Okay, so we need to use the things that we're producing. So this got all the jelly nuts harvested. We need to get more seeds, so we need to be processing these jelly nuts. It's gonna request stuff to process, and I'm gonna paste. I need to do like a thing that brings every chest nutrients. So I'm gonna copy this. I want everything to have 10 nutrients. Every one of these chests that request stuff for any sort of biochamber thing. So this, and we're gonna use lots of speed modules. I can also request some more of those for me on this planet. Tier 2s. Some more seeds here. That's great. We're just lacking nutrients. So let's start making nutrients. We'll have one of these. Struggling because I'm doing the like request or copy the recipe that's needed and paste it in this, and it's overriding the thing. So I'll figure out a better way to do that, but that's okay. Okay, so this one's gonna do jelly nut processing. This one's gonna do nutrients from spoilage. This one's gonna do Yamako processing. So it also needs some nutrients. Right now we're just running into a nutrients issue. So we can get the most nutrients. We're kind of just waiting, right? Because you need 10 spoilage to make 1 nutrient. So that's not a good recipe. This one's a bit better. You get 4 Yamako mesh, you get 6 nutrients. So we're gonna be producing lots of Yamako now that we're farming it. But the best one is gonna be Bioflux. So we get Bioflux going, which we also need to do for these 2 sciences. We got to start making Bioflux. That's made from 1 Yamako mesh, 1 jelly nut processing. So we're gonna do some of this by hand to get it started, and then we can make something making nutrients as well. So I'm gonna pick this up. So these are all the processing things. We're getting jelly nuts into jelly, Yamako seeds into, or Yamako into Yamako mash, and both of those 2 things, jelly and Yamako mash, into Bioflux. Then right next to it, we'll do, this is going to be nutrients from spoilage. I'm going to make one for nutrients from Yamako mash. And then nutrients from Bioflux. So to get all this going, we need nutrients. So it's kind of hard. Like, how do you get nutrients? It's the initial thing you get it from is spoilage. But we don't have spoilage right now. We have lights. Awesome. Start placing these around so I can see. Okay. So we have some nutrients. Now we're going to fuel this process, which is going to generate more nutrients, and that'll get things kind of flowing. Then we have both of these things coming in. This and start making bioflux. And then once we have bioflux, we'll start making nutrients from bioflux and hopefully be swimming in nutrients. Because this makes a ton. Yeah, this is a ton. There we go. Okay, so hopefully this gets us kind of going really quickly. We have just infinite number of this stuff. That would be great. And we're not requesting nutrients here, so that's a problem. There we go. I actually don't think we need this one anymore because this makes so much more. We're going to limit this to 2 stacks because we don't want to use all the bioflux. But then these seeds are going to be taken up here and planted once we get seeds from these things. And this should kind of run now all on its own. We unlocked green science packs. And now we just have to make the green science pack. So we unlocked a bunch of different things, which I will have to explore more in depth because I'm not that versed on. But we should have this going now and be making a good amount of nutrients. So we're producing 600 per minute now. We're only using 90 per minute, so that's great. So let's look at some more things that we got to do. Send all this stuff to me because I want more concrete. Now we look at other things we can make. So we have bioflux being made. We can make rocket fuel, which, look at that. We need that to get off the planet. Plastic we need to make low density structures. And then sulfur we need to... Can you make sulfuric acid from sulfur? Yes, that's how you get it in the first place. Duh. Okay, so yeah, you make sulfur for sulfuric acid for blue chips. So that's kind of the idea. You can also make carbon from burnt spoilage, which I'm not sure exactly what all the things we would want that in, but oh, carbon fiber it looks like. So we would need to make some of that. But yeah, let's look at green science. So for green science, we need bioflux and we need a pentapod egg, and that makes these are good for 1 hour and then they spoil. But that makes 1 agricultural science pack if we have 1 bioflux and 1 pentapod egg. How do we get pentapod eggs? Normally we would have to run out and fight the pentapods, but we can make 2 in a biochamber. Takes nutrients, water, and 1 pentapod egg, and then it makes more. So let's look at how we're going to do that. So this is going to make pentapod eggs. We need water coming in, which just so happens we have water right here. We're going to need lots of nutrients and pentapod eggs to get this process started. So we have to go and source some of those out. And the problem is, if I don't have the settings on for like lots of these guys, we'll have to travel farther and farther out to get more of these if we run out. And we can run out Where is this base that I saw? I swear I saw a base out here. Maybe I already got rid of it. I think the world's technically infinite, but if I don't have these things, like spawning like crazy, which I think I turned the settings down, it could be a problem. Because we'll have to explore out kind of far. And I'm not sure if there's a way to look at that, but I might want to pump up the enemies on this planet since we kind of need them to get the process started for science. Surely they wouldn't make that a thing, right? Because I turned off biter expansion on novice, so I don't have to go back and like keep killing biters over and over. Surely that wouldn't be a thing, right? That you can turn off like, I don't know. I'll have to look at it in the settings. But I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. I'm going to figure out our issue if we need to crank up the enemies on this planet so that we can fight more of them and get more pentapod eggs. I'll have to look through the settings and see what that's like. Here we got a couple, so that's great. Oh, we're going to die. Very close to death, but not quite. Death did not take us today. These guys are very tough. The big ones are super, super tough. But we got 19 eggs. With that, we should be able to take out or get started making more of them. Let's see. Let's head back here. With that, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode now that I didn't die. We're going to have to modify this a little bit because like you see here, this stuff all spoiled and now it's going to stop running until that spoilage is gone. So we're also going to have something emptying out spoilage from all the machines as well, just in case it backs up. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one where we will get started making more pentapod eggs. All right. See you in the next one.